Diggs
at?
Hello.
Yeah. Fucking right, westbound.
Yes, sir. Jay Diggs, bro. So originally you from Vallejo, right?
We have 707 on mine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Better know it.
How long you been making music, bro?
Professionally making music since 2002. That's when my first album dropped. Both Sides of the Gate, 2002.
Okay.
So however long that is, what's that? Almost 20 years.
Yeah, that's a minute. That's like 18 years. Yeah. That right? Yeah.
And I was a late bloomer.
Okay.
But yeah.
So originally it wasn't always part of the plan, right?
I mean, it was always a passion. It was always a passion. But it got curved. It got curved young. I went to prison young, 18 years old. So for a minute, that dream was put on hold. I wasn't even tripping.
Right.
I wasn't tripping on rapping. I was like, fuck. But then by the time I got out of prison, it was like, that's all I can do. Like, fuck, I'm gonna do it. I'm not finna get no job now. I just did 10 years and shit.
What'd you do 10 years for?
Better work. Conspiracy to commit armed bank robbery.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was my young nigga movement.
Unsolved Mysteries.
Unsolved Mysteries.
He was on Unsolved Mysteries, right?
Yeah, that aired in 91. It aired on the episode of Unsolved Mysteries in 1991. We was kids tearing shit up.
So what'd you feel like when you seen that clip on Unsolved Mysteries?
Oh, you know what? It's crazy, right? So let me tell you that story. Okay, so they had all the robberies going on in the Bay Area at the time, right? And nobody really knew who was doing it outside our crew. You know, our crew, we was tearing shit up. It was at the time. It was prior to banks. We was hitting pizza parlors, hotels, bridges. We was hitting all kind of shit. But the pizza parlors was the big deal that they was making. So everybody had knew that Unsolved Mysteries was coming to our city, Vallejo, to film. So everybody was talking about it. So we was like, okay, this motherfucking shit is getting kind of hot. So the day they had came out there, they filmed and everything. Everybody was talking about it. So it was airing. The day it was supposed to have been airing, and I had forgot it was even finna come on. And I had left the neighborhood and I went to my mom's house. I didn't live with my mom. I used to go over there all the time. So when I walked into my mom's house, she was like, "Oh, Jamal, come in here. They got the Unsolved Mysteries on with the dudes doing the bank robberies." So when she said that shit, like my heart stopped. Like, who? What the fuck you talking about? Like I'm like, hold up. So I come in the living room and it's on. You know, they got the Unsolved Mystery music and all the shit. So they doing the shit. So I'm standing there and I'm watching it. And out of nowhere, here's a live clip. It was from Hercules, California. It was a round table bank robbery. So the live clip in slow motion while they talking, here I come running into the clip.
Damn.
Into the bank robbery. Mind you, I'm standing next to my mom. My mom's sitting on the couch watching. I'm looking. I got on a jumpsuit and I got on a ski mask. Actually, it was a white ski mask, matter of fact. But I'm looking. I noticed me. I know the whole lick. I did the lick. So while I'm looking at this shit, to me, I don't even see myself with a mask. I just see my body, my whole shape, and I'm running up in, and my palms start sweating. And I'm looking at my mom, and she looking like she watching a movie. I'm like, oh my God. My heart beating hella fast. I'm like, dude, is she gonna recognize me? Like, dude, she? But she didn't catch it right then. But that was throwing me the fuck off, bro. That scared the shit out of me. Like, I really watched the Unsolved Mysteries clip with my mom, my dad. I think my sister was in there. Everybody was watching.
That's nice.
But at that time, nobody knew that it was me, especially a live clip of it. Like, I was like, oh shit, this shit was real.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, that was one of them.
That was Diggs' debut.
Right. That's a crazy experience. Was there always a strategy how you used to hit like the pizza parlors and shit like that, or is it you just run up in there and you feel me?
I mean, it was. I mean, of course, you gotta always put together a cool plan, but that shit was, you know, that was easy. That was really light work. Right. So yeah, we you know, and what our thing was, our crew was 10, 11 niggas. So we used to break down to 2 to 3 people. My favorite person hit licks with was Kilo. That's my little cousin. A little fast bastard. He used to quick over counters, all the shit. So I was like, come on, Kilo, me and Kilo used to fuck shit up. So yeah, that's really the whole thing about licks and anything else. You gotta find somebody you got chemistry with, you know, somebody who like you feel the way they move. Okay, I know he gonna hit the counter. He know that I'm gonna hold this motherfucker down, and we gonna get this bread and get the fuck up out of here. So yeah, it's you know, it's just about planning, just having your shit tight. It was always certain shit that we did, but it's crazy about it because that's the, you know, if you ever heard the word MO, and that's what we did. We created a federal MO that kind of made it easy for them to convict us afterwards because we was doing the same shit.
Right.
Like we was young, you know what I mean? Like when it finally came down to the time when they was bringing up all the evidence on us, they was bringing all these pictures in from all these different bank robberies in the Bay Area. But every time they had these pictures, they had black and white pictures, but you would see a big ass Nike sign on the shoes. So they had finally figured out that these dudes was wearing Nike Cortezes, which was our signature shoe back in that time. So I'm looking at all the pictures and the different bank robbers, and you seeing the same fucking Nike shoes on different dudes. So that was one of the MOs that we had left that they was putting into a database. Another one was the mask that we were using. We was doing a certain kind of mask that we was using, you know, instead of full face, the full ski masks. We would get beanie hats, like regular ski, hats.
Yeah.
Regular hats, and then we would cut them on the inside and stretch them out. So you make it one layer. So once you made it one layer, you could pull it over your face and you could see out. You didn't need no holes.
Okay.
So then we would tie a knot at the top. Well, this eventually being the feds that became known as romp masses because they were having these bank robberies, and after every bank robbery, they was finding certain shit. They would find these masks. There was a certain way that didn't have no eye holes on them, so they was finding them at different places. Here it was another MO. We was leaving MOs.
Cortez, Max,
yeah. Mac 11, and something else. They was out back then. The Macs was real popular. Mac 11s and AP 9s was real popular with youngsters. We had them, and they same thing on camera. All the videos they having is Mac 11s and these AP 9 type weapons. So they was gathering all this in the database and all this MO, hoodies, all the shit. Every bank robbery, they can pretty much match another bank robbery with the same description. Look at these Nike shoes. Look at these hoods. Look at these semi-automatic weapons. Whether the bank robbery was in Richmond, Vallejo, Oakland, Fremont, wherever it was still was coming back that these dudes are somehow matched with each other. So yeah, we left a cold MO for over a year and a half worth of robberies that was putting them on the trail.
What's the most you ever hit for, like for even a bank or the parlors or even
the bank lick, of course, was the biggest lick, and it was like I think we hit for like 120,000 or something like that. Like, and the thing about a bank lick, like you can hit for more than that, but it's a risk thing. You know what I mean?
Don't get too greedy.
It's a risk thing. Our key thing was we always kept it. We wanted to be in a bank, and out of the bank less than 2 minutes.
Right.
Anything longer than that, you pretty risking it. So, you know, the money was there. And then, but the biggest thing about it, see, this is where a lot of people fuck up at. They got all that money in banks, but then they plant shit in the money. They plant tracers, and they plant what's called die packs. So when you go in there and you grab, you can do this and put all that shit in a bag, and you're gonna run out the bank. As soon as the temperature change from the money, it's gonna activate the die pack, and it's gonna put this pink ink all over the fucking money, and it's no good no more.
How many of those you run across?
I ain't never had one. I had a good friend of mine. He fucked you motherfucker. he fucked up about 80,000, about 80 cash. Yeah, all bad. Like it was nothing. Couldn't spend a quarter of it. And then there's another thing. They put tracers in the money. So like you fucking ran around a bank, hit some corners, think you getting away, and you done got away, and you somewhere counting the money, and while you in the middle of the money, it's a tracker. You're like, what the fuck is this? Next thing you know, your whole spot's surrounded. So you gotta be, on to that kind of shit. So when it came to getting money, we had a grab and shake method with us, which meant you grab the money and you shake it before you put it in the bag. Because the shit used to be in between the money.
So it's easy to fall out.
Yeah, slide right out. Like if they have a stack of money, it'd be like a stack in a drawer. And they would do it on purpose for bank robberies and shit. It'd be a stack of money, then it'd be a die pack slid up in between it. So most people, when they rob banks, they would come in there with notes. That's why our style was different. We did takeovers, so most people come in and give a note, say put the money in the bag. So they got the shit already planted in there. They gonna put the shit, okay, no problem, and they give it to them, and then they step outside the bank and
you
gotta go grab, shake, put the money in, and that way.
You ever had to get away from the boys? When they any close calls, like you all getting out of there?
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.